Hello everyone, welcome to Postfix Masterclass series. This is second video of this series. Today we will learn how to configure a fully functional mail server step by step. We will install and configure Postfix, Dovecot and 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗀 as Webmail. Here we can see our network topology. This is our office scenario. Your network may not be like ours, but to configure a standalone server, either it is locally connected to or placed at a data center VPS, the configurations I will show you here will be enough to run the server perfectly. Here we have our users at the local area network. They are accessing the server directly through the LAN switch. Server has two LAN cards. First LAN has the private IP and connected to the LAN switch, and second LAN has the public IP which is directly connected to the internet. At the public DNS, server hostname is pointed to its public IP. Here our server hostname is mailer.mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗵𝗺.com, and we have assigned the server as MX at our GoDaddy DNS server. Let's see our GoDaddy DNS configurations. Here we can see that we have defined our mailer, the hostname, and this is our IP, and we have assigned the MX record or the mail exchanger record for our domain mailserver.𝗀𝗏𝗵𝗺.com, the mailer.mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗺.com. So this is the hostname and this is its IP. So our DNS configuration at GoDaddy DNS server is done. So let's check from internet that our hostname and the MX resolution, these are resolvable from the internet. So this is our DNS checking tool. This is very good tool. I have been using this web service or software, whatever you can say, for the last 10 years, and this is very nice tool. We can check everything related to DNS from this website. So first let's check the A record. Our mailer.mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗺.com is resolvable, that we have assigned the correct IP for this hostname. Here you can see that mailer.mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗺.com, this is the full FQDN. We have assigned at the DNS only the mailer, and it will append the domain name after the hostname. So it will form the full FQDN format, hostname plus domain name. So it shows the mailer.mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗺.com has IP address 36.72, and let's check the mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗺.com's MX record now. Through this checking, we will find out what is our mail server. So here we can see that mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗺.com's mail server is mailer.mailserver.𝗀𝗵𝗺.com, or this is the IP. So from DNS part, our records are okay for the public name resolution and MX search. So let's start configuring the server. So let's log into our system. My internet connection is not that good. So first we have to prepare our server hostname, and we will assign the FQDN. our host name is mailer. Here we have to mention the full FQDN. Now let's reboot our server. The new hostname then will be applied. Now our hostname is okay. Let's check it. Hostname mailer, hostname -f is the full FQDN mailer.mailserver.com. That's okay. Our if config, this is our public IP and this is the private one. So we are okay to set up the postfix. So first let update the packages. And if we need any upgrade, let's see, no newly upgrade required. So let's fire apt-get install postfix. Yes. This wizard or this console user interface actually, this is actually Debian fashion. We won't see this type of dialog box to appear at a CentOS environment. So let's select the internet site. Okay, and this is the full FQDN. Okay, so that's it. We can change everything from the configuration file, so don't worry about the default configuration. Now it's okay. Let's go to the etc postfix vi main.cf. So this is our default configuration file. So we will edit this. Unnecessary options we will delete first. So let's delete the comment. I'm going to describe every option here. We are not applying any TLS security right now, so I am deleting the TLS options. Rest of the configurations are okay, so let's save it first, then open it again. With the default configuration, let's first restart the server. I have forgot to tell you my operating system version. It is Ubuntu 16.04 LTS. Let's check it. etc lsv release 16.04. Let's open the configuration file again. So our first option is the SMTPD banner. This is the banner when a client connect to the server for mail sending. Postfix replies 220 with a custom banner. So this is the banner that Postfix will reply. Let's change this one a little bit. We can say mail_version to see the postfix version. Let's save it and restart. Now if we telnet to our system, /25 port, Now this is the answer 220. This is the reply from the postfix. mail@mailserver is the host name, SMTP postfix, this is the version. So this is actually the SMTPD banner. Now next option is 𝗶 equal to no. 𝗶, it's a email notification service. If 𝗶 is installed on the system and the user is logged in to the terminal, then if any new mail comes, it will prompt the email notification on the screen. This option is enabled on Postfix by default, but we need to install 𝗶 service to see the notification. We don't have client who used to logged into the terminal for a long time, so better we disable this. At the main configuration and the default configuration, 𝗶 is actually disabled here, so we don't need any modification right now. append.mydomain equal to no. Appending domain name with the email address is actually the email clients or Outlook like softwares, their responsibility actually. If we set yes here, that could make some problem by adding domain name twice with the email address. That's why it is set to no. So we better leave it just like this. We don't need readme directory, so readme directory equal to no. SMTPD relay restrictions permit my network. Let's rearrange the configuration a little bit. We have rearranged the default configuration a little bit for the ease of describing to you. So after readme directory, mailbox size limit equal to 0. This means that our mailbox size, individual mailbox size, will be unlimited size. Then the recipient delimiter equal to plus sign. This actually we can also specify here a dot. No problem with that. Let's save it. We need to see this, how it works. This plus sign or dot means we can add plus sign or dot character with our email address. For example, you can say our main email address is munna@mailserver.com, but you can announce your email as munna.rahman or the first name dot last name fashion at mailserver.com. If you mention the recipient delimiter here, it will understand your email address and deliver to Munna's default mailbox. So let's see it in action. Let's open the tail log. I want to see how it is actually working. Let's send mail to munna.rahman@mailserverguru.com. System check. Send it from here. Let's see the log. It should appear here. I have already sent a test mail, but I want to send it again to show you that I'm sending to munna.rahman@mailserverguru.com. Test. Send it again. It should appear here. Now you see that from munna@gmail.com to munna.rahman, relay local, so it is delivered to mailbox. It is delivered to actually Munna's mailbox, so it will strip the last portion from the dot, so it understand the recipient delimiter. So let's check another example. Let's change the dot with plus sign, plus Munna plus 𝗲 at mailservergroup.com. System check again, send. Let's see it again. So you can see that Munna plus 𝗲 also it works. So we have mentioned the dot and the plus sign, but we didn't mention any other meta characters. So let's check with another. Let's check with the minus option. Munna minus Rehman. Check. Let's send it again. Let's see what Postfix shows at the log. It should reject because we didn't specify the minus option at our recipient delimiter option at the main configuration file. So you see the reject option, user unknown in local recipient table. So it says the different thing because we didn't mention the minus delimiter. So hope you are clear about the delimiter. Let's see the other options from the main configuration file. So next is the init interface all. Init interface all means if our server have multiple interface and multiple IP assigned on the interface, then our server will listen on all interface or all the IP. So here we have two IP configured, one is public and another is private. So that means our server is listening on both IP. So we can check that from net state -antp. We can see the master process. This is the Postfix process listening to any IP :25. So let's check it. We can telnet to private IP 100.1.25. This is the private IP port 25. We can telnet our Postfix replies. That means Postfix is listening on private IP's 25 port. Let's quiet and let's hit the public IP 3252.36.72.25. Here also it replies. That means it is listening on public IP port 25 also. So we are clear about the configuration. So init interface all means it listening on both IP. Next is the inet protocols all. Inet protocols all means we are allowing our Postfix to listen on both IPv4 and IPv6 IPs. We can leave it like this, or we can set here IPv4 instead of all. So we are not touching it, so that's okay. Next is the alias map and alias database. This is for system aliases. So what are aliases? Alias is suppose, for example, if you want an email address for marketing department and there is 3 person at the department should get that mail, we better create a mkt@mailservergroup.com alias and point it to that 3 person. So let's see this to understand the configuration. vi etc aliases. We can give here mkt : mahbub naeem we are mentioning here 2 user. Let's add those users. Add user 𝗵𝗶𝗵. I'm giving here simple password. Yes. Add user name. Okay. So let's tail to Naeem or 𝗵𝗶𝗵's mailbox so that we can see live that mail is coming to Naeem or 𝗵𝗶𝗵's mail. By default, our mailbox are at var spool mail. Let's enter to the directory. So the mailbox is still not created because if we send a mail, then after receiving the first mail, it will create the inbox automatically. So let's send a mail from internet. We can send mail to mkt at mailserver.guru.com alias check. Now alias check sending, sorry, 𝗘𝗺𝗫 var log mail log. No queue recipient is rejected, user unknown in local recipient table because we didn't updated the configuration with new aliases command. We must, after editing the alias file, we have to fire the new aliases command. Again, it is not found. Okay, no problem. Let's hit it again. System check, send. Let's see the log. It should appear. Now you can see from 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗃@gmail.com to 𝗵𝗵@mailr.mailserverguru.com, naeem@mailr.mailserverguru.com, originally to mkt@mailserverguru.com. So actually we have sent the to the mkt@mailserverguru.com, and the both mail actually sent to 𝗵𝗶𝗵 and Naeem. So this is actually the alias address. Hope you are clear. Let's move to the next options. There could be one confusion for you because it shows the 𝗵𝗵𝗵@mailr.mailserverguru.com. This is the full FQDN. Still, I have not configured. I have not configured the my destination parameter. Then it will be okay, I guess. So don't worry about the host name after the @ sign. It should be a domain name after the @ sign. Now if you check the var spool mail directory, you can see that 𝗵𝗶𝗵 and Naeem both inbox is created after email received by the server. So let's check again 𝗘𝗺𝗫. I am telling the Naeem's mailbox to show you. we must be clear about the understanding all the options working here. So I'm sending again mkt mail server test again send. It should appear on the inbox. This is the inbox actually, and here is the log. So it hits, and you can see the message actually came, alias check, best regards from 𝗵𝗵𝗺, test again. So I think you are clear now. So let's move forward to the next options. Postfix my hostname. So this is the system hostname, mailer.mailserverguru.com. My origin, etc mail name. It should be my origin equal to my domain. There should be another option named my domain equal to the domain name portion. Only the mailserverguru.com portion should be here. But etc mail name, this is the Debian default. If we see the etc mail name, cat etc mail name, there is full FQDN mentioned here, but it should be only mailserverguru.com. So no problem with that. etc mail name, let's put here only our domain name. So my origin, what it does actually, with this value our mail server will identify itself to other mail server. My origin specifies the origin domain for all mail sent through our server. So we don't need to edit this, only mention here the my origin equal to our domain name, not the full FQDN. And next is my destination. This is very important. My destination is the list of domain name. For these domain names our server will locally receive mail. So our server full FQDN is the mailer.mailserverguru.com, and our server is receiving mail for mailserverguru.com. So our email address here are user@domain name. So here we are receiving for mailserverguru.com. So we must mention here our domain name, the way we are accessing or receiving the email address emails for mailserverguru.com. So our user will optionally we can input here mailer.mailserverguru.com. This is the host name. Sometimes we can receive also, if someone send us mail as munna@mailer.mailserverguru.com. In that case this is a valid domain, because mailer.mailserverguru is the server's host name. So we can also accept with this format, that user@hostname. So normally we are receiving mail with the format of user@domain name. So that's why my destination should contain our domain name. Then this is actually the same. It's the my hostname parameter. So we can remove this one from here. Sorry. So our server will locally receive mail and locally deliver to the mailbox for user@mailer.mailserverguru.com, user@mailserverguru.com, here user@localhost.mailserverguru.com, and finally user@localhost. So these are the local domain names for which our server will receive mail and deliver to locally. So next is the relay host parameter. Relay host means if we want our mail server not to send any mail to internet, but it will deliver the mails, outgoing mails, or it will deliver the outgoing mail to another ISP server or upstream server. In that case, that server should be mentioned here at the relay host parameter. So currently our server is sending mail directly to internet, so we are not touching this option. So relay host equal to blank, no problem with that. So next is the my network. My network option is the networks that we are allowing them to relay mail or to send mail through us. So if we see our diagram, we have our 192.168.100 subnet. So these people actually can send mail by using our server. So we are allowing them, we are listing these IPs from the my network options here. So we must mention here our network, otherwise it will not give permission to send the mail outside. So 192.168.100.0/24, the whole subnet. We can give space. So we are allowing only the local host or the server itself and our network. We don't need this IPv6 address, so we can delete this. So next is the most important things, that SMTPD relay restrictions. SMTPD relay restrictions, this parameter actually allows this is actually the option that allows or denies the who can send mail by using our server, or this is the permission actually who can relay mail through our server. Or so here we have listed our local network and the server network, and we are allowing them here at SMTPD relay restriction equal to permit my network. This permit my network is our network here. So only our network and SSL authenticated people. We will later configure the SSL authentication. So from remote users, they will authenticate to our server with SSL, or simple authentication secure layer authentication. So they will authenticate. If they authenticate to our from our server, so they will be allowed to send mail by using our server. And finally, we are deferring unauth destination or unauthenticated destination to send mail. So this is the SMTPD relay restriction. This is actually new option. Normally we used to mention these parameters to SMTPD recipient restrictions, but in the new configuration, Postfix actually gives a new option to us. So we are allowing here our local area users or LAN users to relay mail or to send mail by using our server. So these are the options. These are the default options here. We will later we will update the configuration step by step, and this is only the postfix portion, the SMTP portion. Right now a user only can send email and receive email to server, but they cannot download email to their Outlook, because still we didn't configure any LDA or local delivery agent like Dovecot. We didn't configure the POP and IMAP services. We just enabled the SMTP services, so server can send mail to internet, and from internet server is receiving the mail. So we are clear about this. Hope. Now let's save and give a final restart. Just D postfix restart. Now let's configure a mail client or Outlook only to test the SMTPD portion. Now you can see a terminal. We have configured a desktop PC to send mail by using our server. So we have configured an email address moon@mailserver.com. Let's change the setting to C. Here from the local area network we are using, from this local area network we are using the private IP to access the server. Here you can see the incoming mail server IP is private and outgoing mail server is also private. So incoming, this server will not work right now because we didn't install the Dovecot service yet. So we can only send mail right now. So let's check only the sending. Yes, now you can see the log. To 𝗠𝗶𝗵𝗺@gmail.com relay Gmail SMTP already server sent the mail to internet. Now you can see the mail came actually here from munna@mailservergroup.com. Now if we reply this mail, test received, it will go to the server. Server will receive this, but user cannot download right now. Later we will install Dovecot, then we can download all mail from server to our mail client like Outlook. Here server received the mail from Gmail from 𝗠𝗏𝗏 to munna@mailservergroup.com. Hope you understand the SMTP function here. We have only installed the postfix portion. We have sent mail and we have received mail from internet to our server, and we have tested all the options, default options at the main.cf file. So later we will install the Dovecot. So let's configure our Dovecot system now. So we have configured postfix. Our mail send and receive is okay. So now we will configure Dovecot system or enable pop-IMAP services. To install Dovecot system, apt-get install Dovecot core, Dovecot pop3d, Dovecot IMAPD. We need 3 daemon or 3 software here. Sorry. So these are the default configuration files. It's creating the files. Let's go to the etc Dovecot vi dovecot.conf. Find out listen interface. Here we will give here listen equal to star. We don't need IPv6, so this will okay. Save. Now cd conf .d vi10 auth.conf. Here we have to find out disable plain text authentication equal to no. And we have to find the auth mechanism. Auth mechanism, plain and login both are. We have to input here login. both are plain text authentication. Auth mechanism plain and login, that's okay. Now 10 mail.conf, we have to specify the mail location here. Mail location mbox format. Mbox is the _spool mail format, so we have, not in this way, it should be _spool mail u means the username. So our mailbox, let's save it, let's see it. _spool mail, here we have all the username, the inboxes are with the username. So these are the mail inboxes. So the configuration will be mail location, this is the inbox location, mbox, this is the format, mail, inbox equal to _spool mail, inbox with the username. Next we have to specify mail privilege group. Mail privilege group will be mail, this is required. So now our configuration is okay, configuration is done. Now let's first check netstate -antp. Let's see if there are any 110 or 143 port is open. Here Dovecot is open and 110 is installed, so 110 and 140 both are listened by the Dovecot services. Both port is open by the Dovecot services. Let's restart Dovecot. Okay, so now if you can see cd var spool mail cat munna, we can see here we have some mail there. So now we can receive this mail from this inbox to our mail client. So here we have configured the incoming mail server, our server IP, and we are accessing through the POP protocol. That means all mail will be downloaded here. If we specify in advanced configuration the leave a copy of message on the server, then one copy of the mail will remain on the inbox. So for testing right now we are not checking this, so let's configure. We have already configured. Now just if we give send receive, all mail will be downloaded right now, I guess. So I'm giving here send receive munna, what is the password, 123. Yes, here all mail downloaded from the inbox to the mail client. So our Dovecot system or LD or local delivery agent is working. Now if we check the Munna's inbox, now we will see there is no mail because all are downloaded to mail client. So our Dovecot system is running just fine. If we check here, then we can see whenever we have tailed here the varlog mail log. Whenever we press here send receive, you will see that user Munna and its password is authenticated to the Dovecot system. Here you can see the Dovecot username Munna plain login from this IP. If we check again, we will see that it is authenticating again. So if there is any mail on the inbox, then it will be downloaded. So we have tested our Dovecot system, and we have tested the POP protocol. So let's configure the 𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏 webmail. Then we will test the 𝗏𝗏𝗃 protocol, because webmail will use 𝗏𝗏𝗃 protocol. To install 𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏, apt-get install 𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏. Okay, it is a webmail software, that's why it will install the web server also and its required packages. It will also install PHP, and it is a Perl application, so that's why it will install some Perl util also. Configuration is very easy. We will configure in a minute. Okay, the installation is okay. So now we will fire user share 𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏, then config.pl, config, then conf.pl. Organization, first one, organization preference, we have to press the number 1. That means we are selecting organization preference. Now the organization name is the 𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏, so we need to change it. Now I'm selecting the number 1, so we will give here mail server guru.com. This is my company name or organization name. So now I will save it, then press S, enter, enter again, and return to main menu R. Now server settings, I'm pressing 2, domain. So domain name, it is getting from the etc mail name. This is the Debian fashion, we have seen in already on the Postfix configuration. I am not getting the domain name with this script, so better I will specify here. So domain name, my domain name will be mailserver guru.com. That is okay. Mailserver guru.com. Okay. Now update IMAP setting and SMTP setting. IMAP setting we will specify here IMAP server for mailer dot mailserver guru.com. I'm specifying here the direct IP 223.252.36.72. That is even better. 223.36. Okay, IMAP port is 143. That is okay. Authentication mechanism login. IMAP setting is okay. So let's say save it, and we have to configure the 3. No, here the update SMTP setting. So we will select B. Now SMTP server, also I'm specifying by the public IP 223.252.36.72. So this 𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏 will use public IPs 25 port and public IP is 143 port to communicate with the mail server and the Dovecot server. And 𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏 itself is an web-based software or Apache application actually. Save, return to main menu, save, then I can say quiet. Now it is okay. So cd etc, no, let's go to etc _mail vi apache.conf. So we have to access with alias _mail, so we better change it with webmail, that is better. We don't need anything here. Let's save it, and we have to create a soft link aliases apache.conf etc apache2 conf available _mail.conf. Now enable the configuration a2 and conf _mail. Sorry, we have done a mistake. We need to go to the etc apache2 conf available directory. Then we need to create the _mail soft link. So aliases etc _mail apache.conf, then that will be _mail.conf. That is okay. Now if we a2 and conf _mail already enabled because we have tested it already. So a2 and conf _mail. Now we need to restart Apache. Okay, so we are done with _mail configuration. Let's check the webmail mailer dot mailserver guru.com/webmail. Okay, we are good to go. So let's enter username Munna, password Munna123. So we have logged in successfully to the webmail. So if we check the log, let's compose sending to internet at gmail.com, subject test, relay access denied temporarily because lost connection after eto mail address mailserver 72 access denied. Okay, fine. So this access denied is coming because we have configured, if we see our diagram here, we have configured to allow we have allowed actually our local area network and the loopback interface, but we didn't allow the public IP here because our _mail is accessing the public IP here. So our server, whenever connecting to any server, it can use the private IP, or it can use the loopback IP, or if we configure any services to use public IP, then the server will definitely connect to the through public IP. So that's why it is using the public IP right now. So we must configure etc postfix vi main.cf. So we have allowed here only our private IP and loopback IP. we need to relay allow our local IP also, 203.252.36.72. so that's why it was showing the relay access denied. Now the IP can relay mail. It is init d postfix restart. Okay, let's see this again. Now if you send, yes, it works. It goes to the Gmail, to 𝗠𝗵𝗺@gmail.com. It's already sent. Now let's open the Gmail. Now if we see here, our mail came here, munna@mailserver.com. Here is the test mail. Let's reply the mail. Mail received from Gmail. So let's give here some space. Let's send. It should receive the mail. Now we can see that our mail came from 𝗠𝗵𝗺@gmail.com to munna@mailserver.com. So if we check our webmail, if we give check mail, here we can see our mail came. So whenever we give check mail, it will show on the log. So our configuration is 100% okay. So we have successfully installed the Dovecot. We have enabled pop IMAP services, and we have configured the Squirrel Mail webmail. So our mail send and receive all are okay. So we are done here. So thank you. Bye for now.